Hello, today we're going to be playing Heroes Advent. In this video, we will continue with Kody's route. In the last video, we covered days 7, 8, and 9. In this video, we're going to begin day 10. You slowly open your eyes to your dorm room. Kody was there by your side. The others were too, somewhere around the place. Ow, my head. You hear your throbbing head as you slowly sit up in bed. One of these days, all I want is just a good night's sleep, but nothing messing with my head. Guys, look as you wake. Dave, hey. Well, you're finally awake. We took a sweet time, huh? Hey. Ow. Easy now, Dave. You must still be in a lot of pain. Yeah. Is he going to be alright, Alex? Yeah, is he? He said something about complications while you did your thing. I still don't really understand it. Complications? I believe what I said at the time was some complicated weakness from his brain waves, but he was still out cold. As you can see, he's still breathing. He'll be just fine, so stop worrying so much. How long have I been out for? At least 12 hours, I think. It's 8 in the morning right now. That's long? I'm sorry, guys. Don't be, Dave. Just try to take it easy for now. Here. Kody came closer and handed you a warm bowl. I made some herbal soup to help with your recovery. Kody, I don't think he can hold it right now. Thanks, Kody. He felt your hand slip as he nearly dropped the bowl, but thankfully, Kody held it in place for you. Well, told you. I still got it, Max. It's fine. He put the bowl on the nightstand next to you for now. Max. Come some slacks, will you? What? I'm just staying in the office. He still listen to me. Dude, seriously? It's not like he's trying to be defiant or anything. Why you gotta be such an ass? Excuse me? I was making a prediction which turns out to be correct. What makes you think? For the love of, will you two start arguing away? Need to remind you that we all still got a job to do. I know much as I like to be here to supervise Dave's health and well-being, I do have places to be, and I'm certain you all do as well. So I suggest you both quit this pointless scuffle, pointing fingers at each other, right? And the least productive thing to our efforts. Anything, the blame still falling on Kody. Huh? What do you mean by that? Well, in hindsight, if you didn't raise that stone column, the oil would not have exploded, and Dave here wouldn't have been knocked out cold at all. Hey, whose idea was it to do that experiment in an enclosed space, huh? Well, easy there, big guy. None of us are blaming you for what happened. And come on now, Al. If it weren't for that stonewall Kody raised, half of your lab and us would have been hit in the explosion. You're right. I was merely making a conjecture. No offense, Lieutenant Kody. None taken, but you shouldn't wrongly accuse others like that either. It shouldn't take that much to be kind and considerate to each other. Others grew silent as Kody said that. I suppose I'll see myself out. Saying, now that Dave's fine, we should get going. Alright. I'll stay here to keep an eye on Dave, then make a report to Alaric about my findings yesterday. You mean our findings? Huh? Wait, can I stay here and say it? Well, I guess you could, but you still got your task to do, and on top of that, you need to report to Alaric instead. Can you do that? Well, I'll manage both the task and the report. I'm fine with speaking to Alaric, so don't worry. I don't know, Kody. It's been a while since you last spoke to him, and not to mention, the last time you did, it was about you trying to resign from the guild. Come on, man. Trust Kody this one. You got this. Maybe I trust him with attending to Dave. But what if something happened to him instead while Kody's occupied with work? You know he's not the best at multitasking. I wouldn't worry about that, Max. He's a healthy guy with quite the reputation. I doubt anybody would be stupid enough to mess with him or anyone he's with while he's out and about. Yeah, he ain't the sharpest tool in the shed, but I can vouch for him being the most reliable guy to have around. And Skull Crusher years are no joke. You mean Bone Shatterer, but I suppose it doesn't matter. There were probably a few liars he went by back then. But what? You guys know about that? It's kind of sort of an open secret at this point, Kody. That small mask you wore doesn't really hide much since you were mostly in your shorts anyway. But since when? Quite a long time. I believe people in the academy wouldn't shut up about your appearance in that wrestling event. Oh, that one. My exes loved watching those with me. He even practiced quite a few of your moves while we were at it in private. I mean, TMI, why? TMI. Wait, I don't get it. Skullcrusher, Bone Shatterer. What's all that got to do with Kody? This is a nickname he went by, Max. Don't worry about it. Well, I guess it's somewhat relieving that you guys already know about all that. Yeah, and it's fine, man. Whatever you did back then, that'll reflect who you are now. I concur. I'm no glutton, but I take your cooking over a violent fisticuff match any day. Thanks, guys. Back to Max's concerns. I agree with Ray that they'll be fine. Kody should be able to keep Dave safe. Not to mention that he's been training Dave how to fight as well. Besides, didn't you say he's supposed to be the hero, Max? If that's the case, then you can't babysit him all the time. Alright, I get it. You guys made your point. Don't have to gang up on me like that, you know? When you stay with him, Kody, this will also give me time to look around the districts more. We should get going now. Remember, you're assigned task, people. That'll be all. Good hunting. Take care, Dave, Kody. Catch you guys later. I almost forgot. Dave, you like to use magic. Try to remember what I taught you yesterday. Okay. And so the three quietly left the room. Soon enough, it was just you and Kody there. I'm glad that's over with. How are you holding up, Dave? Still a bit lightheaded, but I think I'm okay. Out the soup. Kody grabbed the soup bowl for the nightstand. Can you eat on your own? I can spoon it for you if you want. Yeah, that would be nice. Pretty embarrassing though. Good thing everyone's already left. Thanks, Kody. Don't miss it here. Kody started feeding you the soup, one spoon after another. This is delicious. You sure this is a medicinal soup? Yeah, you like it? Of course, it's so good. Your cooking never disappoints, really. You'll find me someone's, Dave. Nah. But for real, though, how do you do it? Oh, it's quite simple, really. You just crush the medicinal herbs, mix them in with the seasonings and some diced poultry meat. You make it sound so easy, but surely there must be more to it than that, right? I guess so. Just the first test I think of while making soups and stew. It's a kind of experience, if you will. No kidding. I've seen you at work. Quite a lot of experience you got under your belt. Thanks, but my first attempt didn't turn out so well. What happened? I still don't know if I picked the wrong ingredients or didn't process them properly. But the first soup I made could poison you. It would have killed White had it not been for his tough dragon stomach. Oh. Back then, huh? Indeed, back when we were still together. You mean together as in... We would travel together as mercs, yes. I thought you meant together as a couple. Well, that too. Really? Huh? Is it that surprising? Actually, not really. I can kinda see you guys being together. But still, if it's okay to ask what happened. What happened? I don't think anything happened, Dave. It just kinda came and went, I guess. One day we were still together, then after that day, we just slowly drifted apart. I'm sorry, Kody. No, it's fine, Dave. Maybe I was too busy most of the time to chat with him, but we did talk recently, so I think it's okay. Right. So what happened yesterday? I'm still kind of hazy on what happened after that test Alex wanted to do. Hmm. After I raised a pillar to block your massive order thing, exploded if you were not back against the wall. It must be how I got knocked out. And what about you guys? I raised another steel for us. That blast wasn't too powerful, but it did crack the shield a little, so you should be careful when you use it again, Dave. Yeah, I probably should. Sorry. No, we're fine. I should be the one to say sorry. Why? I don't know. I probably should have done something else or done something better. Some of Alex's stuff was lost in the explosion. You were injured. Maybe if I had raised the shield for all of us. Cody stopped himself mid-sentence with an exasperated sigh. Please are hard on yourself, Kody. I don't think putting a shield for us would have been better. The lab would be saved, but all of us would be caught in the blast. You're right. I guess there isn't much else I could do at the time. But Alex smart. Maybe he'd have thought of something. Maybe, but I don't think he could act fast enough while we were panicking. Really, Kody, you done the best you could back there. I guess so. So, after that, we took some time to let the dust settle before taking you to Alex's test tube thing so he could mend your wounds. It was worrying. Your heartbeat was really slow. You barely breathed. Alex also kept muttering about some complicated readings or something at the time. Manson and I were also impatient about the whole thing. I still don't really understand. But after a while, Alex said he made sure you were okay. Then he released you and we took you back here to rest. I think I said I could take you here alone so the others can be on their ways, but he insisted that everybody were along, so here we are. Huh? That's quite thoughtful of him. He is. It's just the things he brought out that makes people want to avoid him. He could treat his lab assistant better, and he said something about not letting you die until he's done enough tests on you, didn't he? Yeah. That's him, alright? Yeah. There's a few more spoons to go. Fill us up so you can take these medicine. Okay? He finished up the suit, then after resting for a bit, Kody brought you some water to drink, along with the medicine he mentioned. Thanks, Kody. These taste nasty. Can we go back to the soup? It's sorry, Dave, but not everything good can be made tasty. I can't really mix seasonings with dry medicine and cooking that will just kill off the medicinal part of the herbs. That's too bad. I guess it can't be helped. Well, try the rest for now, Dave. I'll be around. Alright, thanks again, Kody. You're welcome. He decided to lie down and take a nap for now. He woke up after a few hours, feeling a lot better than before. Kody was at the pantry preparing something. He must have brought some ingredients and equipment from the tavern kitchen to be able to cook here. He watched him for a moment before getting out of bed. Oh, you're up. Here, I made some snacks. We can have this before leaving. Thanks. But I should probably freshen up before eating. Sure, take your time. You head to the bathroom to take a shower before returning to eat the snack Kody prepared. It was some sort of a toasted flatbread with a stuffing of what tasted like minced meat, tomato, and lettuce. It almost reminded you of either tacos or kebab rolls you've had before, but instead tied neatly into a bite-sized dumpling almost. Well, do you like it, Dave? It's amazing, as always. Really nice way to start the day off. Thanks. Well, shall we go now? Sure, let's. At the hand of the lobby, Kody led you to the elevator which you took last time to get to the Sky Garden. Huh. So this leads to Alex's office. I think so. I vaguely remember that it's below the garden. I know what sort of place it's gonna be. Me too. You weren't sure what you were expecting, but the place felt really identical to those administrative buildings you'd been to before. The floor was essentially a big corridor divided into different wings, each with their own rooms lined with waiting chairs outside. You could see a lot of people sitting as they waited. Some appeared more impatient than the others. There's a lot of people waiting here. Yeah, a lot of people have suffered from the aftermath of the attack. People got their house ransacked, their belongings stolen. That's awful. It is. I think all of them came here the other day asking for help too. Poor man had to wait for hours to get proper compensation for the goods he got while during the panic. How could people do such things? I guess they're desperate. If I suddenly lose the tavern and have no idea to stay or no way to take care of myself, I would eventually think of stealing too. Will you though? You seem too nice of a person to be stealing, Kody. And who's to say some people are bad enough to take advantage of the situation too? You're right, I just tend to see the good in people. They must have their own reasons for doing this. Even then, that's not an excuse for what they did. And all these people sitting around, should we help them? How do we help them? I don't think we can do anything for them right now. Matt probably would have done something. I will hand out free rations at the tavern for those in need, but I don't think people are starving just yet. I guess they're more worried about their money and belongings right now. Well, either way, we just have to do our thing. But now, let the other marks handle these people's business. Sounds good. Max and Kody were having a small debate about how fresh the hunted meat and harvested produce had to be to truly make a delectable meal. They sure are taking their time. Sorry, Dave, it's a lunch rush. You know how it is. I mean, being on the receiving end of it was brutal, but I guess sitting here waiting for a meal is just as bad. Should I call for Aston? He'll probably swing by, I bet. I believe that won't be needed, gents. Before I start, you, as a person, set 3 plates of food in front of you, which was quite impressive with how he managed to balance the extra plate on his sleeve. It wasn't the snow leopard, so it must be the new self Kody kept mentioning. He was a canine and German shepherd. The low in his tone didn't quite match with his decently large form, though the pair of glasses gave him that learned scholarly look. Tensai, you're delivering the food yourself? Boss. Good afternoon, and you two must be his friends. Afternoon to you gents as well. The German shepherd gave a courtesy bow at Kody, then at you and Max. Well, I happened to see Ashford trying to juggle 5 orders in a row, so I decided to deliver the next one myself instead of waiting for him to get back. I see. Is that the mail, boss? You sound taken aback. Nothing, just I wonder what's gotten into him today. I was usually this busy, but today he didn't even bother stopping to say a simple hello to me. Oh, I think he's just in a real hurry. You see, he came in quite late this morning and had a lot of work to catch up on since you were away. I wouldn't think too much of it were you, boss. Just try to enjoy your meal with your friends here. The chef gave Kody a knowing smile as she seemed rather relieved. Alright, I'll take your word for it. Thank you. Hey, Tensai, is it? Yes, that's me. How may I be of service? Oh, you've already done us a service by bringing the food yourself. Just wanted to say that I've heard quite a bit about you through Kody, so I'm eager to see how good your cooking is compared to his. Well, then I certainly hope I shape up nicely to his much-deserved reputation. Now that's right. If you gents happen to swing by later for dinner, I'd love to sit down and have a chat. Sure, if these two are too busy for that, I'll be there to chat with you, Tensai. That would be a real pleasure, boss. See you later at dinner with us. Now, I do need to get back to the kitchen, so please excuse me. Bon appetit. A sallow bow, the canine disappeared behind the crowd of patrons passing by before you knew it. What's up, Dave? Is something wrong? Oh, nah. This new self guy you hired, Kody. He seems like a cool guy. Agree, his demeanor is pretty nice. I can see why you you leave the tavern to him and ask Kody. I guess so. I wasn't expecting much when I posted the employment notice the other day, but I guess I struck gold. So let's see if his cooking is the same or he's just all talk. Alright, let's eat then. Cheers. And so you dug into the food, and almost immediately the three of you were rendered speechless. Out of curiosity, you agreed with Kody and Matt to exchange a bite from each other's plate. You all have ordered 3 buffet steaks, and they were of nearly identical quality. The familiar juiciness and smoky taste was there. The spices and seasoning was all Kody's signatures, and yet somehow the chef could elevate it further. Perhaps his technique was sharper, the timing was more precise, and maybe you all were too hungry so the steak tasted more amazing than it actually was. Regardless, Matt was praising himself non-stop. Kody was also delighted at first, until you noticed his eyes lowering, and almost immediately you could notice the sadness on his face. Matt's vocal praises weren't really helping either, but eventually Kody just started laughing and chuckling along with it, even though you could tell he wasn't in the best mood. After finishing the meal, Matt parted ways to do his own investigations while you and Kody returned to the main lobby. What shall I do now? You went to check the request board. Fortunately, all the requests seem to have been taken this hour. Ah, bummer. Oh well, it happens. Don't think too much about it, Dave. There's always plenty of requests by tomorrow. Yeah, I guess so. We can do something else then. Yeah. You head into the library. Kody followed you along. The library? You come here often, Dave? Not really, but I do try to learn as much as I can whenever I'm here. Okay, I'll go with you then. I might not be good with a lot of subjects, but cookbooks are pretty good to read. Yeah, I think I borrowed this one a while back. Kody reached for a book on the cuisine shelves, or borrow your cuisine crash course 101 is what the title says. Right. You briefly went through the most notable dishes in the book, sometimes going on mild tangents about how they should be prepared and little nuances about technique, ingredients, prep, etc. You were more so interested in the various dishes of this world. Aside from some very different ingredients, a lot of them bore great similarities to the ones back in your world. Some don't even have the exact same names. From the savory placentos of Rhode Island to the paella of Galicia and the various pasta dishes of Paleria, not to mention the poutine that Kody loves to make so much. 99 had quite a lot of staples, a lot of stir-fried rice and noodle dishes, sushi, sesame, and other seafood dishes, but well known around the frozen lake region. There was this chuka dish Kody described that sounded just like ramen to you, but maybe it's just called differently in Hainan. Kody? Huh? All the dishes you taught about so far from other places around the world. But what about the northern places? Northern places? I guess you mean the continent. This book could be pretty biased since those places are a bit further away from here. I also have never been to the Morgana Desert, even though it's technically south from Savoia, if I remember correctly. From what I heard though, the oasis is most famous for its biryani. It's type of mixed rice dish that's sort of half stir-fried, half stewed. It's a really exciting dish to make, but sadly most people here aren't familiar with the different spices. Otherwise I would have added it to the terrace menu. Oh, they also have some really good desserts. Still kind of rose custard, I think. but from what I've seen, it's more like a yogurt of some sort. That's pretty cool. You know, so much about other places' cuisine, Kody. But what about Vaboya? I mean, don't you guys have something you're famous for back there? Ah, well, is something wrong? I'm just trying to think back to what we actually had back in Vaboya. It's been so long ago, I don't remember much. I do remember my parents talking about Zakhan Vaboros. Vavaros. That must be where they came from. But we travel a lot since I was little. I still don't really know why what happened. We ate pretty much nothing but meat and veggie stew or sour beetroot soup for days. We wouldn't count that as something we're known for, right? I guess not. Why don't you check the soup category then? Soup? Sure, let me take a look. Kody clumsily flipped through the pages again and carefully read through the content this time. Oh, I never noticed they actually mentioned Bart's here. I think I heard that name before. Somewhere before, but what is it? It's more or less like the sour beetroot soup I mentioned, but it's definitely more delicious. We've always had that whenever we visit the monastery of the swine. Maybe it's the way they prepared it. It's the fresh produce grown from their own gardens, or maybe it's the sour cream that really lifted the flavors. But it felt like an upgrade version of the soup, that's for sure. That's pretty interesting. I hope I could try that one day. If you like, I make it that for you. It's been a while though, so bear with me if we try to get it right again. That's fine. Alright then. Hearing Kody talk so passionately about different cuisine gave you a newfound appreciation for cooking. You also felt smart as a result. You returned to the library with Kody, unsure what to read up on this time. Kody went ahead as he looked around the cuisine section for something good to show you. You ended up wandering around the entrance looking at different books and pamphlets left around the vacant reading desk by previous visitors. You were thinking of going to Kody again when you noticed Alex passing by carrying a stack of books. He placed it at one of the outer desks before turning away and left. What? Was that Alex? What are you doing here? Should I go after him? Hey, Alex, hey. Dave, what are you doing at the library? When I came back here with Kody just now. He wants to show me some more books and about food and cooking in general. Let me get this straight. You, Kody, reading books? Interesting. Well, you think you've seen it all. Then again, if it's just about cooking, then I wouldn't count cookbooks as actual reading materials or academic standpoint. And don't get me started on those cooking stories. Can't they write anything other than tournament arcs with cooking in it? Whoa, easy now, Max. But actually, what are you here for? I'm just here to return some materials fast and bold. He was supposed to do it, but no, he's just too busy for it. I was about to tell him off for it, but why convinced me to do that anyway, since I was leaving for Richmond Park. But wait, why do you care? You were the one to tell me all that in one go. But still, it's not like I wanted to talk about it or anything. I don't know, Alice. Maybe you just wanted someone to vent to for that. Yeah, whatever. Forget you heard any of that. I mean, you look like you want to talk to me about something, Dave. I will be leaving soon, so make it quick. Alright, so about Kody. Is it true that you have some discrimination against people that came from, what's the place? Vaboya? What? What part of that, Dave? That came way out of left field. Well, Alaric mentioned something about that when we were there earlier. That Kody had sacrificed much by staying here in Crystal Coast. Perhaps he's talking about stereotypes, but then yes, he's not wrong that we still see civilian people as dealing with it simpletons uneducated, you name it. What? Sucker, I know. Even for a city where people, many cultures congregate, we still don't treat outsiders exactly well. At least here in the academy, I remember people treating Kody the same as the Flamboyant hooligans. But why? Like I said, stereotypes, Dave. They think that all civilians dressed weird will go drunk and all the time yell Slava Verbodi from the top of their lungs. Kody was serious enough to get rid of his accent and change the way he spoke to varying degrees of success, I'd say. That's like sacrificing of a part of your identity just to fit in. Is this what he meant? For what it's worth, tell him that I apologize for what I said earlier today. It might have come off as a tad bit insensitive, but maybe he's still hung up on those events. In that case, there's not much I can do about it. Huh? What do you mean? Nothing. Anyways, I'm off now. Someone needs to keep an eye on the GC. And so he left without another word. You're still here for a moment trying to process the new information before returning to Kody. Oh, Dave, there you are. Where did you go? Sorry, Kody. Did I keep you waiting for long? I don't know. I think I just picked the right book. Well, it's more like an old cookbook with some good ingredients. Were you talking to somebody outside, though? Yeah, Sal Ellis went by and decided to talk to him for a bit. Oh, but he said he wanted to apologize for what he said earlier. Oh, it's fine, really. You shouldn't have. So, shall we check this cookbook out? There are some really nice traditional recipes for lasagna and risotto. But I heard that this chef tried to make her own borscht that used cabbage instead because she was feeling homesick. I used to skip over that part, but now is a good time to read through it. Sure, that sounds great. Maybe I should keep what Alice talked about to myself. He seems too cheerful right now for me to just ruin his mood with some heavy topics. You end up listening to Kody dissecting the recipe. You learn a few things about ingredients prepping. You return to the library with Kody and continue on the book you picked. You felt like you've learned something new, not by much. Well, that's all I can do here for now. Probably should check my phone and see how the others are doing. Is it the same as stealing from this restaurant? The chef or whoever came up with this recipe must have worked so hard to get to this. And here I am, just going in and stealing that way. It will be fine if my customers don't like my version of the sandwich, but if they do, and I start selling more than these people, wouldn't that just make me a bad person? Is that why you felt bad when Tensai served some really good buffet steak? Sorry, knows. I'll be honest with you, Dave. The reason why I was afraid of finding a replacement sale for the table is that you don't want to be replaced. Yeah, if they do better than me, then what does that make me? I spent a long time trying to get better at cooking, Dave. It's what I'm known for and probably the only thing I'm good at and people could praise me for. Without that, I'm nothing. Here I am talking about trying to be a better self and at the same time just stealing someone else's recipe. So tell me, Dave, am I a bad person? What are you talking about, Kody? And fine, I think it's a normal thing to do, too. Normal? Yeah, what you describe is competition, right? Business owners have to constantly up their game to be able to reel more customers in. This sounds like a perfectly normal business tactic to me. Is that so? But it still feels wrong if what I do would make them go out of business if it comes to that. Yeah, I know what you mean. I met a lot of local neighborhood restaurants back in my world going out of business because the new chain brand just swooped in and took all the customers away. Chain brand? Or, how did I put this? Do you guys have any well-known restaurants or food brand around here? Not any that I can think of. Unless you mean food for different reasons, I guess I can understand what you mean. Yeah, let's just go with that. The point is, I think it's normal for a restaurant to close down if business is failing. But we aren't at that point yet, right? I mean, the honeysuckle must be really popular in the city, and yet people don't stop dining at these different places elsewhere. Hmm. Okay, I think I understand what you mean. Yeah. And the fact that you also worry about other people's business means that you're the opposite of a bad person, Kody. It's just that compassionate. Thank you, Dave. You're too kind. But I still feel like I don't deserve good things because I'm still not worthy enough. I've been cooking for a long time, Dave, but I will admit that I still don't know what I'm doing sometimes. I think I can kind of see the problem here. What do you mean? When was the last time you ate something other than your old recipe? You mean now? Now, let me rephrase that. When was the last time you ate someone else's buffet steak instead of the one you always cooked? Oh, not in a long time. I think I spent a long time trying to improve my technique of cooking steaks. And there we have it. Your tongue is just so used to the taste of your recipe that when you taste someone else's, it shocked you this much. Well, don't take that as a bad thing, because I think it's a nice opportunity too. Opportunity, but how? I mean, you agree that tenside steak tasted really good, but do you know exactly what makes it that way? I ask that because I'm genuinely curious too. Let me think. I guess he might have basted the steaks more thoroughly and let it rest for a few minutes before serving it to us. But maybe he added something to the garlic butter mix. There's a very slight hint of acidity. Maybe lime juice? Huh. I've never seen anyone cook steak like that. See? You know a lot more about cooking than I do, and you can already think of something. I wouldn't be able to figure anything out for years, even if I try to recreate this steak. I see. Sorry, Dave. I will take more. I will take. It will take me some time to process what we talked about. But thank you. You're welcome, Kody. Like I said, you're fine. Don't worry so much. I'll try not to. Well, let's finish up so we can get back in time for dinner. I want to try the steak again. See if I can figure out the differences so I can improve my recipe even more. Nice. That's the spirit, Kody. After finishing up the meal, you both rested for a bit before leaving the restaurant. Better go back to the guild then. You followed Kody back to the tavern as soon as you made it back to the guild. You can see Max and Toby at one of the back tables as you walked in. Good evening, guys. Kody, Dave, welcome back. Managed to find anything today? Don't think so. Nobody around here know anything more than we do all anyway. I see. But still, come, have dinner with us, okay? Max, I thought this was dinner time just for us. Hey, don't be like that, Toby. The more the merrier, right? Alright. Grab some chairs then, you two. And since you sat down, Asper was quick to swing by and take your orders. Sir, welcome back. Yes. I apologize for not noticing you this afternoon, sir. I was terribly busy, but still, there was no excuse to even greet you properly. Please accept my sincerest apology. It's no limit bow before Kody, who only ended up rather flustered. Alright, Ass. No need to make a scene, you know. It's fine. As you say, sir. So what will you gentlemen like for dinner? Well, is everyone fine with buffet steak again for dinner? That'll be my treat. Oh, sounds good. More steak for dinner, you say? Alright. Sure, I'm down. Whatever Matt's having, I'll have it. Alright then, for buffet steaks, Ass. Come right up. So, Matt, you won't believe what I found today. Yeah, what have you found? A farm. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Sure, Toby? Yep. It must be the one. It has to be. And what are the farmers? Are they around? Sadly, no. Hurricane swept through and destroyed all the crops. How unfortunate. And the cattle, were they around as well? No such luck, but we did manage to unearth a single male. Oh, how much? A fistful? It's a single piece, but a very juicy one. Oh, how nice. That was seasoned our stew nicely. You bet the spice merchants will love what we found. Good. Make use of every bit of it Squeeze it dry if you have to. Of course, waste not, want not is our motto after all. Um, Kody? Yeah, Dave? You have any idea what they were talking about here? I'm having trouble keeping up too. The snow leopard happened to swing by with 4 plates of buffet steak. This time he didn't say much. This gave you all a sallow bow as he returned to the kitchen. You guys good? Yeah, let's eat. You guys can keep going over dinner. Sure. So anyways, as you chow down the food, Kody slowly explained to you that Max and Toby were talking in codes. He doesn't quite understand what cipher they're using, but he can still somewhat get the gist of their exchange so far. Toby had just finished his reconnaissance of suspected areas of nether smuggling and was now relaying his findings to Max. Apparently, he and a few other operatives were meant to set up an ambush by that area, but someone must have tipped the suspects off. Any people previously present on scene quickly slipped away, leaving the fertilizer facilities nothing more than a ghost town. Despite that, Toby's team must have found more clues leading to the smugglers' main base of operation. I see. Anything else? Nope, that's pretty much all she wrote. Alright, best be about it then. Okay, it's getting late. I should take Dave back to his room. Then I can join you guys here. Okay, good night, Dave. See ya. Bye, guys. And so Kody escorted you back to your dorms, though on the way back you couldn't shake off the feeling of being watched. You let out a deep sigh as you arrived at your room. Well, that was something. Yeah, did you get what I talked about at least? I think so. It was hard to follow, but I can kind of get the gist. That's good at least. Well, thank you for today, Kody. It was quite fun and interesting. You think so? Well, that's good to hear. Sleep well, Dave. See you tomorrow. Good night, Kody. That's how you wanted to clean up and went straight to bed. As you lay down and tried to sleep, you couldn't help but think about Kody. But thinking about it probably won't get anything done. Oh well. You close your eyes and try to get comfortable. You eventually manage to drift to sleep after a while. The week continued. So that was day 10 of Kody's route. So we also reached the end of what is currently available for Kody's route. So the only route we have to start now is Max's route. What's his name again? Alex. Yeah. Alex is the only route left that we have to start now. So we completed Max's route in a way, and now Kody. So we'll just have to finish. So we'll just have to start Alex's route now. So Kody has some self-esteem problems. He thinks he's not he doesn't have any value to himself. He thinks that besides cooking, he doesn't serve any purpose. And Dave told him that the fact that he was able to figure out ways of make his food better makes him a very good cook, because they said they had no idea how to make the food better. Yeah, Kody was very knowledgeable about how to make his food better, how to put the recipes and blend them together, and how you prepare the food, all the different components of the food, the recipes, the texture, and all that. Kody's very knowledgeable in all that. So having that Dave told Kody about the fact that he's very knowledgeable in that, and that seemed to have lifted Kody's spirits. Because remember when he was kind of sad when his new employee, that German Shepherd, I forgot his name, but what's his name even? But anyway, that German Shepherd he hired managed to make better food than he did. So when he had his new employee, make food better than him, he felt like he was useless and that he just didn't have any talent really, and that there's really no purpose in him being at the restaurant. But I'm happy that Dave had a discussion with Kody about the fact that no, you're not worthless. You're a very talented person. You're very good at cooking, and you know how to plan ahead with cooking, and as well as how to make your food better. Well, Dave clearly couldn't figure out how to make the food better. He could have no idea how to put the food together himself. But Kody was very knowledgeable how the different components of food come together and how you cook the food to make it taste even better, to make the different spices and flavors come into life. So about the Guildmaster, Alaric, he said a phrase that the evil king himself said while Dave was sleeping in the transition from day 8 to day 9, I believe. And that phrase, when Alaric said that phrase himself, that was kind of ominous to me. I want to think so, but you think he could be the Dark King? He seemed really nice. He seemed a little too nice to be the Dark King. You know, because he hugged Kody. He seemed like he would really miss Kody a whole lot, so hope I'm wrong. But anyway, I don't think it's him, but I can't help but bringing that out to y'all to know about. It's been on my mind since he said that phrase, but anyway. So, well, all the roots, Alaric has been mentioned as being a very large person, or a broad figure, and he was larger. I mean, he was taller than Max, and I think even a little taller than Ray, but Kody seems to be the only character that was actually a little bit bigger than Alaric. So that was very different compared to the other characters. I'm sure like once we get to Alaric's route and he meets with the Guildmaster again, I mean when he meets the Guildmaster he'll be much smaller, but Kody was the only person out of the 4 characters that appear to be larger than Alaric, the Guildmaster. And Finn the Sark, he appeared to be bigger than Kody during the beach scene. So he's a really big guy, Finn the Sark. That's one of the things I like about Finn. He's big and But also he has a nice personality, very friendly. Hope we get to see more of him in the updates ahead, especially in Ray's route, since he's mainly Ray's friend. So we'll probably see even more of him in Ray's route, hopefully. So, like I said, we're up to date with what's currently available for Kody's route. In the next video, we'll begin Alex's route and work through all the days for him. All the information for the game's description box below, including the Patreon where you can support the game and play updates a month or two before they become public. You also go to the game's Twitter where you can look at the progress in the game and find information about when new updates will be public. So, thank y'all very much for watching. See y'all later. After a moment, you end up at a large door with a sign on the side that read, Galantir Guildmaster Sir Alaric. Come in. You can see the Guildmaster on the far side of the room, who proved to be quite a broad figure as he stood up from his desk. Good afternoon, sir, Dimitri. Why, how long has it been since we last spoke? Alaric welcomed Kody into quite a hug. The bear seemed reluctant at first, but he still complied with a smile. Well, how have you been? I hold on just fine, sir, and well for your wound. Healed up quite nicely, but I'm afraid the scars are to stay. Would you like me to find someone who can remove it? No, that won't be needed, sir. Oh, are you certain? Yeah, maybe I prefer it this way. So it's a good reminder what I've done and been through. I see. Very well then. Where are my manners? Come in. Oh, and who might you be? I'm Dave, sir. It's an honor to meet you. One of our newest recruits. Please, there's no need for formalities. I've heard quite a bit about you from Lady Spring, Dave. I hope the Galantir is treating you well. Lady Spring, you mean Elisa? So you know her by alliance as well. Good. That'll make talking about her easier between us. Yes, sir. And the guilds between me well. I've been helping Kody out at the Honeysuckle Tavern and received training from him too. Kody, is that what you go by now, Dimitri? Yes, it's better to just drop the old nicknames if that's okay. Very well. So what brings you here? So what brings you both here today? Well, Max told us to report our findings to you. I see. Make yourselves comfortable then. As you both headed over to the guest table and sat down at the sofa, you took a quick look around the office. There were quite a few bookshelves, cabinets, and glass displays. Most of them were for what looked like his own book collections, documents, just decorated trinkets, jewelry, and keepsakes from people he met. Or at least he assumed so, given the small notes with names and locations placed beneath each of them. There were also a lot of paintings adorning the walls. One of them did pique your interest the closer you looked. That must be Alaric, yep, and that tiger, huh? They look really similar. Wait, is that? Oh yes, you're looking at Alex's family. Alex, he looks pretty different there, indeed. The photo's taken quite a long time ago when Alex initially enrolled into the academy, was put in the same class as his friends. Huh? You mean the same class as Kody too? He looked over to the bear, who only seemed to keep his eyes away from the picture. As he briefly exchanged glances, you noticed his eyes didn't speak of sorrow, only regret. Yes, Alice was in the same class and now the same team as Kody here. I'd like to ask about the painting, but I guess now isn't a good time. Well. So, what has your team discovered? Well, I won't pretend that I understand much of what was discussed, but from what the others have researched, there was nether traces inside the soil. The soil. Which soil? Around the park, I think. It had something to do with the fertilizers, at least that's what Wise said. Fertilizers. Why? I didn't ask for specialized fertilizers for our city. What's the connection here? After a bit of back and forth, we came to the theory that maybe they put the nether stuff inside the fertilizer. I see. That's indeed a possibility. I never considered it to be done that way. Anything else to report then? No, I think that's all for now. But wait, why did you order special fertilizers for the city? All that. Well, you see, the nether plate has decimated much of the landscape throughout this continent. No matter where you go, you simply cannot grow crops that are safe for consumption. Hence, my remediation project began years ago by importing plants with certain properties we can slowly purify crystal coast soil so that our agriculture can resume. Yeah, vital something, Alex said. Plants that can absorb minerals and crystallize them or something. I used to plant your males once and they all turned into solar balls guild. You might not be familiar with the terminology, but I'm certain you've grasped the concept just as well as the others, Kody. But something still puzzles me about this. Our scientists have already conducted regular tests to make sure the soil composition remains within bounds. I think Alex said something about it being spread out and adding up over time. If I understand this, then with the amount of trees in the park, this really adds up. I see. I think I understand where Alex is getting at. However, what are the odds? Have I made a mistake? That's my judgment. That's what the evil king said. While Dave was sleeping, he had a dream during the transition from day 8 to day 9. That's what exactly the evil king said. What are the odds? Have I made a mistake? That's my judgment. That's what the Dark King said there. Alex said to himself as he paced back and forth. Wait, where did I hear this from before? Where was the golden crystal? It should be okay, sir. Alex been keeping an eye on it, running tests and making sure it's still fine. I see. That's one good news at least. Very well, so inform the mercenaries on this matter, as well as conducting a thorough investigation on the person that I've appointed to the remediation project. I guess you already know what to do next. Indeed. And Kody, yes sir? I must personally thank you for coming here to speak with me today, given that we haven't seen each other for quite some time, and the last time was about... please, Elric, you don't have to say it like that. I admit that I still find myself unworthy of the mercenary title, even Vance is displeased with my performance as a late. The gift has given me a lot, but instead of doing more to give back, I just want a tavern nowadays. I believe I've heard enough. Oh? Ha! Let's not kill ourselves here, shall we? Indeed, we've all been through so much amidst this unfortunate cataclysm, but you have sacrificed much by going here, Kody. You see, people of the old continent still hold certain prejudices against outlanders, namely people of the far north. The Guild Master looked to you as he said that last. Is it my understanding that you chose to stay behind when your parents returned to your homeland? At the time, you had very little to yourself. You learned how to speak our common. You also got rid of your accent just so you can fit in better. You weren't the best at studying, but your patience and perseverance has helped you pull through. You were a fierce warrior and now a compassionate self. which I must admit is not a change of character I'd expected. But nonetheless, I'm very pleased with who you are today, Kody. So try not to overvalue yourself, Parnell. Wow, yes, thank you, sir. You're welcome. I trust that you both won't disclose what we discussed to the public. You're coming. Hey, did I come at a bad time? Oh, damn it, I mean, Kody, what are you doing here? We merely did a bit of catching up, if you will. Gotcha. Good afternoon, Master Alex, sir. Good afternoon. What brings you two here today? We had to check on Dave and report our recent findings, sir. I already did that, Max. Really? Indeed, he explained enough to me. That's quite a predicament we're facing. For that, I require your further diligence in the investigation, Maxwell. Understood, Master Alex, sir. I will also need to speak privately with Tobias here. Oh, you have assignments for me? Sir? Indeed. You three are dismissed. Yes, sir. Ordina Prosperita. Yes, Dave. Yes, sir. I'm glad we finally meet in person. Had it been any other occasions, I would have held more proper welcoming ceremony for new recruits. But alas, no, it's okay, sir. I understand the gravity of the situation. The guild has also provided much for me. I can't thank you enough, sir. I'm pleased to hear. And Kody? Yes, sir? Take care of yourself. That's an order. Alright. Yes, sir. Good. Now if you excuse us, we'll be on our way. Alright, bye, Max, Kody, Dave. After leaving Alaric's office, he headed back to the elevator with Max and Kody. Max? Huh? What's up? My guess, I reported to Alaric just like you asked me to. Do you really think I would forget my way to the office? Or I would chicken out? Hey now, I don't mean any of that. I was just making sure the report is done properly is all. Look, I apologize if I said anything harsh, okay? I don't mean it. Alright. So, what do we do now? It's just about lunchtime. We should get something to eat. Then you two are free to do your thing for the day. Now that we've reported to Alaric, it's up to him to act as he sees fit. I guess so. And well, some juicy buffet steak would be real nice right about now. Say, Kody, could we grab lunch at the tavern? Sure, but it won't be me cooking the food. That's fine. I'm curious to see how good this new cook of yours is. And so you followed the two to the tavern. You finally sat down after squeezing through the lunch was Kody at the entrance. Ashford was quick to swing by to take your orders, though he seemed so busy he couldn't even bother mustering a welcome back to Kody. He didn't seem to mind, though.